Day 2 in the Big Brother house. Joe Hodgson has locked himself in his bedroom and refuses to come out until he's free of coronavirus. Or the band Busted announce a reunion tour. Welcome to my Showrona. Back together, and it feels so good, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and welcome to another amazing episode of my Showrona. Again, big ups to the mum for the name, smashed it, Jane. Before we get started, though, I of course am only able to make this content daily because of my compromised, broken body, but also thanks to the show's sponsors. Yep, it's time for an ad spot. Are you sick and tired of wearing the same old clothes over and over? Well, with Stitch Fix, you can look like someone was sick on an old piece of fruit. Really nice. Really, really good stuff for me. Right, let's take a moment to check today's news, shall we? What's going on in the world today? Right, Oh, now, this is interesting. It looks like an American monk has come forward, complaining that he's only able to maintain his faith in God as long as he has an erection. Wow, that must be hard to believe. Oh, thank you. Alright, now it's time for Lord of the Rings. This is where I ring up a friend and try and convince them that I'm a lord. Who's it going to be this time? This week, I think we're going to go for Angus. We'll try Angus.
Hello?
Hello, yes, I'm standing outside your bed and breakfast now, and I'd just like to know when it opens.
I think you've got a wrong number. I don't have a bed and breakfast.
Are you sure? You're not the Cross Keys in Hertford? Right, okay.
No, I'm not the Cross Keys, I'm afraid.
Right. Do you know Cross Keys? My reservation's under Lord Beveridge, and I was supposed to check in at 1, but you haven't opened yet.
I don't have a bed and breakfast. You're going to have to find a different number, I'm sorry, mate.
Oh, for goodness sake, this is ridiculous. He hung up. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, that's great stuff. Really classic. I'm going to step away from the show for a little while because I have to tend to the rats I've been cultivating in my room during isolation. I've got rats now. I was hoping to create an army of followers, but unfortunately they've unionised, so I've had to hire some scab mice to across the picket line. It's a whole thing. It's a long story. Anyway, I've got to go meet with the leader now, the leader of the union. Here's an old episode of Antiques Roadshow just to keep you company. Back in a mo.
Today we're back at Shithbag Hall, an astounding estate, absolutely brimming with history and bastards such as myself. This is truly an incredible place, as it was once the site of a Roman encampment, and it's also where I had my first kiss with my girlfriend, who you don't know because she lives in Canada. Let's take a look at our first piece today. Wow, this looks like a truly astounding find. It seems to be some sort of traditional Norman kitchenware, used for storing preserves or other kinds of lovely, delicious foods that I or my girlfriend could enjoy today. I'm truly astounded at the condition of the piece. It's absolutely intact and still contains some of the historic nectar it was made to house. I'm going to have a little cheeky try of this traditional, truly astounding flavour. Ugh, it tastes like shit. Next is a truly astounding piece brought to us by Mrs. Cleves, who says she found it in her cellar after throwing out all of her husband's bollocks. Hello, Mrs. Cleves. What have you got for us today?
Yes, well, at first I thought it was just a normal table, but then I noticed this hidden compartment at the side.
Wow, Mrs. Cleves, what a truly astounding discovery. May I ask, have you looked yet in this hidden drawer?
Well, no, actually. To be honest, I was a bit scared.
What a stupid woman. Well then, let me be the first in who knows how many years to reach inside and oh, what's this? A document of some kind. Perhaps it could be an important secret missive or government order that was hidden to protect national secrets. I can just make out some lettering at the top here. Nuts magazine.
Oh, for goodness sake, that's my husband. I told you, Jeffrey, I told you to stop cracking one off in the cellar. It's
Well, I'm
getting
afraid
sticky
that's all
down there.
we've got time for today. So it's goodbye from Mrs. Cleves. It's goodbye from her disgusting husband.
Jeffrey,
It's
say
goodbye
goodbye.
from me. And it's goodbye
Jeffrey.
from my real girlfriend.
Oh, for God's
Goodbye.
sake, Jeffrey.
Wow, and there we are. Wow, you enjoy it? Good, I'm glad. Now I do know what all of you are thinking. Yes, I do, and I get it. It makes sense. It makes sense for you to assume. You're all thinking, Joe, we all know what lads do when they're locked in their room and they've got internet access, no supervision, and unlimited access to tissues. Well, look, I know what you're saying, and there's no need to worry. I promise I won't make any papier-mâché sculptures of famous Italian architectural landmarks. Well, I promise I won't make any more. There isn't really enough room in here anymore. The Palazzo della Signoria has taken up most of my living space. I'm currently using the Torre dell'Orologio as a pillow. Barely enough room to wank in here anymore. Hi, I'm Dr. Michael, and welcome back to Celebrity Marriage Counseling, the show where we take a closer look at the often fraught bonds between those who seem most perfect in our society. Today we'll be analyzing and attempting to repair the cracks in a 16-year-old relationship which is fraying at the edges. Jennifer is a 37-year-old interior designer and unsure whether she should continue in a struggling marriage with no visible light at the end of the tunnel. I'm at a part of my life now where whoever I'm with, I need them to be reliable. I need to be able to count on them when I can't do something myself, or I need to be with a responsible adult, and he's just not being that at the moment, and I don't know if he can change. What if I want kids eventually. Jennifer has been with this week's celebrity, Colin, for 16 years and married for 12. Colin is a voice actor for several popular British reality TV shows, and although he tries to maintain his relative anonymity, he says he sometimes gets recognised for his speaking voice.
Jennifer Davison is my wife and far too uptight for her own good. She needs to relax and stop thinking about the future so much.
I can't not think about the future, Colin. Don't you understand that? I can't. We're not kids anymore.
Oh, here we go again. Calling me childish.
I'm not calling you childish. I just think you don't have any savings, Colin. You spend everything on things and dinner and what about a university fund? You're too spontaneous.
You used to love that about me.
Okay, I think I need to cut in here. First of all, let me say, well done, you're communicating. That's the most important first step. You're telling each other how you feel, which is great. But what's just as important is listening. I want you to take turns not talking and to listen to each other. Colin, you go first.
Jennifer Davison, I love you very much and I always will. And I've always respected your need for security and admired how sensible you are when it comes to money and our future. But there can be such a thing as too much responsibility, the point where concern for the future becomes needless worrying. I think that if you are too busy looking forward, you will miss the now and lose the future for both of us.
Okay, Colin, that was excellent. And Jennifer, you too, you were listening, I could tell. Now it's your turn.
To be honest, Colin, when I hear you talk this way about our future together, and I know this isn't what you mean by it, but it sounds dismissive to me, like Like, I care about it more than you do. Like you're not fully invested in this marriage, and it makes me wonder whether this argument we're having now isn't the problem, but is actually a symptom of a larger problem.
Jennifer! What are you saying?
Let her finish.
I keep going over it in my head, and there's only one answer that makes sense. Is there? Colin, are you having an affair?
Jennifer! I don't...
I knew it! I didn't want it to be true, but I knew it in my heart of hearts. Who is she?
I don't...
Who is she, Colin? Say her name!
Rachel Adderdeji!
Oh my god. I knew it!
Join us next week for the conclusion of Colin and Jennifer's session, as well as a look into the married life of the creator of the Muppets, Jim Henson, to discover whether he's as manipulative at home as he is at work. I'm Dr. Michael, and you've been watching Celebrity Marriage Counseling. Thank you. You have been listening to the second episode of my Showrona on the second day of my COVID isolation. I do want to stress again that I'm still completely healthy. I'm absolutely fine, which is of course due to being fully vaccinated. If you haven't yet, please get your vaccinations and your boosters as soon as you can. Book them now on the NHS website. I'll be writing and recording the next episode tomorrow, so if you have any ideas or feedback, just comment or DM me. And today's show included music by Solar Flare and content from the BBC Audio Library. Cheers again, folks. See you tomorrow.